G'day, how you all going? So right now I'm standing right out the front of Tomahawk Hut. It's the 14th of April. So myself and Jake, we don't know where we're going, but we're going to one campsite and we're now heading somewhere totally different, but we just thought we'd swing past Tomahawk Hut. So Jake's in the Hilux and I'm in the FJ. So we're just looking forward to some nice blue skies tomorrow before the weather is meant to turn tomorrow. So we're just out for an overnighter tonight, but yeah, just down here at Tomahawk, and they've got these dogs here and they're just getting to know each other. So got the old Rocky dog there. Rocky's been in a video up on the Murray River a while ago, and Jake's been in quite a few videos now, and Scout's out as well. So we'll see where we go. We're just about to air down and continue on. So Jake's a lot like me, we still use paper maps. So we're just going to get it out on the table here and have a look and work out what we're going to do. Righto, so we just looked at our plans. What we're looking at doing, we're not doing Buckland's Spur now. We're going to do number 3 track. Main reason is because we want to get some views. Jake hasn't been up there for a little while, so we're going to go across number 3, possibly down Western's track, and then find a spot on the state park side of the King River, because on the opposite side is National Park, and obviously we've got the dogs and we can't camp in there, which is all good, we don't mind. So on a side note, I've got the build of this tray. I've got to do the finish video, but mate Ben and Jake, they built this tray in Ben's shed, so I've got to finish that video off. But if you want to see that video, drop a comment down below and I will do the final video. Jake's had it on the ute for about 4 months now, Jake?
Yeah, probably at least that. Yeah.
About 4 months. So we'll do the video and the final walkthrough and Jake's thoughts and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I've got to put that together. So that's something you want to see, just yeah, comment down below and I'll put that together. How are you liking the tray?
It's good. I reckon it's good.
It's good. Looks good. Righto, so I've gone down to 18 PSI. The FJ is a pretty light car, so in the patrol as a comparison, I probably would have only gone around 24. So I've gone down to 18. Jake's gone down. What are you going down to, Jake?
25.
25 in Jake's. He's running big batteries in the front of his, and he's probably a bit heavier. So never really talk about tyre pressures, but just the comparison between the two cars, and he's running all the extra bar work as well. So we're about to head off now. I'll give you a quick look in the hut as well. This is also one of the few huts you can come to if the snow's low enough as well, if you're looking at somewhere to come into. But do it at your own risk. I'm not advising it. I'm not saying do it, don't do it, but this is one that is open during the winter months. Well, it has been in the past, but people have come unstuck up here as well in the winter, but just keep that in mind if you wanted to check one out, or an easy day trip out of Mansfield if you're staying there and you want to bring the family up. It's just pretty much a dirt road into here. So something for you to keep in mind. When you head up this track just there where I just showed you, it heads through a seasonal track closure. So in the winter months, from near the beginning of June there to Cup weekend or thereabouts, but they can close it at any time. This track is closed, but obviously today the gate is open. But that's just something to keep in mind as well for the winter. You just need ground clearance along here and just putt along. It's not, there's no race up here, but yeah, it's a good track. Righto, so we're just travelling along number 3 track. We just stopped here because it's a really good photo opportunity. When you get up to here, you'll see a sign that goes left down Western's track. We're heading down
Right
there. The sign's just up there in front of Jake's car. Yeah, so we've come up the rocky section. Wasn't as rocky today. A lot of the rocks have been turned over and pushed in. Looks like it might have had a bit of a machine over it at some point, but other times this track can be really slow going. But yeah, really epic views off here. You can see across to the Paps and right across through to Dalatite, as far as Matlock and over Mount Terrible, Jamison, Mansfield, etc. So we're about to turn left down here and then we'll go down and find a camp. How you enjoying the ride, Scout? Not a lot to say. Along this track as well, there's a bit of a natural spring down further. It can get pretty chopped out down there, but there's always water in it. And other times I've been up here, we've had all the puddles covered in ice. And other times I've driven up here in the snow, which I think I might have mentioned earlier. But today it's no dust. Been a bit of rain this week. So the conditions are pretty good, plenty of grip. Off into the distance there, you can see the Mount Buller village, and we're just winding our way down here. So there's a bit of moisture on the track down here, so I'm not sure how much we'll film. Jake's just leading the way down. So we've just dropped down out of the below the snow line. I didn't film that section there because it's not really a spot where you would just want to pull up and pardon me, it's not a spot where you really want to pull up and stop your car on the side of a hill. It's quite rocky, bit off camber, a few ruts and stuff, so no point to stop the car there just to film it. If you want to see it, you're going to have to drive it. But got the FJ parked up on a flat bit of ground there. Jake's heading down through to a clearing. But yeah, cracking track. You can see how this would be a bit of a challenge in the wet. But going down the FJ compared to the GU, I find I use low first a lot more in this, being a petrol auto. But yeah, first is nice and low in it. So I'm just heading up now, jump back in the car and continue down. All right, so we just got our load of wood on there on the back of the ute. We're about to continue on down Western's track and we join King Basin track. And then we continue on to our campsite. Alright, so we've done the river crossings on the way in. We've just pulled up to a nice little campsite here by the river. and we're about to set up. We've just got some firewood, as you would have seen by now. Got the firewood there ready, and we'll get the fire going and set up camp and kick back for the night. But perfect weather at the moment. We'll see what. Righto, so we've got camp all set up. The dogs are settled in. Jake's got the fire going. Swags are all set up there. About to start throwing the ball to the dog. Got the ball scout. And then we'll just kick back for the night. We've got the hot plate there. We might cook on the fire tonight. And then just kick back and relax. So it's 4:30 now. So I didn't film much. We did come out of Weston's track and then we joined stayed on King Basin Road and we did all the river crossings. So I filmed a couple of those. A lot more water around than I have seen in the past. Some of the long muddy bog holes through there. Not too much bog, like boggy as such, but you know, firm base. But yeah, a lot of water floating around there, obviously. And then we've just camped one river crossing before King Hut. So yeah, awesome day out so far. We'll just relax for the evening. When you're doing these crossings, there's someone's bottom of someone's forward drive there. You don't need to go fast through these. You can see where people have been digging it up. There's so much traction. They're all river rocks, etc. So you just take it nice and easy. I've camped here in the past. I have got a video I've done more detail along this road. I'll pop a link up over here somewhere if you want to check that out. It was a solo trip in the high country where I went quite into, filmed a lot more of this King Basin Road and the huts, etc. So just take it nice and easy. Last thing you want to be doing is causing any damage to your vehicle as you cross these rivers. But yeah, it's a cracking spot here, really good. So glad we decided to make our way down here. Alright, so it's Saturday morning, about 8 o'clock in the morning now. We're just getting some bacon and eggs going over the fire there. Dogs are having a run around. It was quite a lot of stars out last night, but it's got overcast this morning. There's meant to be big rains coming in. And if you are new to the channel or haven't seen much of our videos before, this is what we do. We get out and do stuff like this. And if you want to know my camp setup, so I have a Dachi XL 1100, I think it was, meter stretcher with the crash pad swag on top. And this weekend we cooked on the fire, but normally just use a gas cooktop and an ARB awning. All nice and simple. Simple camp setup. Righto, so we've left camp now. We've all packed up. We've done about 3 or 4 crossings already. We went and checked out King Hut, and then we're making our way back along King Basin Road. So we're pretty much going to retrace our steps from yesterday, we've decided. But we'll drop up to Razorback Hut. Jake hasn't been there for a while, so we'll drop into there, and then we'll do number 3 track. We went up it yesterday, but we turned off at that Western's track, but we're going to do number 3 track all the way through, and we'll also stop at number 3 hut once we get there. So they're predicting rain and that today. The sun's been trying to come out, but yeah, it's not too bad. Alright, so here we are. We're just driven up to Razorback Hut, and the wind's starting to howl across the top of the trees here, so the cold front's starting to come in. And yeah, last time I was here, the FJ was stock as a rock, and it was probably about 12 months ago. But yeah, swung past here a few times since, but yeah, this hut's appeared in a few videos. So normally when you're here, you get there's often horse riders here. They just here and do a lot of trail rides from here, but there's no one here today. Alright, so here we are, we're at number 3 hut, and the wind's starting to come in. It's dropped from like 18 degrees earlier, it's now about 8 or 9. Don't know how you can hear me with that wind, but here we are, number 3 hut. So we've almost done a full loop once we get back to Western's track along here. But yeah, it's icy. Righto, so we're just airing up now, just down on Buttercup Road. So this is where this video will end. So thanks so much for watching. We had a good time, great weather. Bit cooler up there, it's a bit warmer down here now. It got to about 8 or 9 degrees up the top of number 3 hut, but yeah, trip's all done, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers. How you enjoying the ride, Scout? Not a lot to say.